So did the Integrity Commission go wrong when it sent an incomplete investigation report to Parliament? That's been a big talk over the past week, and that's our topic for this edition of All Angles. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Dion Jackson Miller. Joining me in studio, we have Shireen Golding Campbell, Government Senator and Attorney at Law. Matonda Makula is with us on Zoom from London, Jamaican barrister, and also in studio, Attorney at Law and commentator Clyde Williams. Now, just before we go to them, yesterday, Parliament's Integrity Commission Oversight Committee met, and the report, as you can imagine, was one of the things they were discussing. So let's listen into this short excerpt, this in relation to a motion that opposition member Julian Robinson had brought to the committee to try to get the committee to endorse a recommendation from the Integrity Commission that the report should be sent to the Financial Investigations Division.
The letter is asking us to support the submission of this to FID. But I think it would have been proper if the support was sought before it was submitted. It has already been submitted to FID, so I ask for support at this stage. Secondly, I don't believe it is within the remit of the Integrity Commission to submit such report to any other body except Parliament.
I've never heard of any instances where we have not accepted the recommendations of the Commission. And what Member Robinson and myself are seeking to do is to, in relation to that specific recommendation, and it is quite clear that it is an ongoing process, because when the FID does its investigation, I'm certain it will report back to the Integrity Commission, and after which we expect to get another report.
Okay, and therein lies a lot of the source of the controversy. I should say as well that we did invite a representative for the opposition to be with us. No members were available for tonight's program. All right, so I'm going to go around the room with a quick round robin. First of all, just yes or no. First of all, and then we can dig. Lawyers don't like yes or no. And then we can dig into it. So, did the commission go wrong in sending the report to Parliament in the way it did, Senator?
Yes.
Okay. Clyde Williams?
We wanted a complete report, not an incomplete one.
That's a yes?
It's qualified.
Okay.
It's qualified.
Okay. Matonda Makula?
I think not. My answer is no.
Okay.
Because it does provide reasons.
All right. Well, let's dig into those then. Senator Golding Campbell, why yes?
Yes, because they have sent a report to Parliament, meaning an investigation has been conducted, a report has been completed, and a report has been tabled. That signals the end of an investigation. That's what the Act tells us. The report does not indicate at any point in the report that this is an interim report, which they would have the ability to submit to Parliament under Section 36. What we have is the end of an investigation and a report detailing the findings and recommendations coming out of that investigation. To ask the Parliament, there are two things. To ask the Parliament, one, to support their referring a completed report, a report on a completed investigation to another body, is inappropriate for two reasons. Parliament has no such authority. The Parliament can't go around referring people for investigation. That is not within any of the powers of any of the 63 parliamentarians. And secondly, having landed the report, tabled the report in Parliament, the only thing that the Director of Investigations or the Integrity Commission can do is refer it to their Director of Corruption Prosecution for a ruling as to whether or not the declarant is to be prosecuted. There is no further action to take on it.
Okay, Clyde?
The Integrity Commission has a certain amount of discretion to work and cooperate with other bodies, public bodies and otherwise. though they haven't called it an interim report, that's how I've read it. Because I've read it that way because of what the chairman has also said in his letter when he said no question of certification will arise until FID is completed its work. I don't know the nature of the memorandum of understanding between FID and the Integrity Commission, but when I saw it, I recognized that they had not acted on some of the big issues, the tax compliance issues with the companies, the questions of whether the amount of monies in bank account of companies, whether the investigator saw any capacity to earn such monies. Those are things I understand him to be saying outside of his scope of time and also resources, hence the reference to the referral to recommendation to the commission to send it on to FID. So it is in that context that I read the thing as an incomplete, inconclusive report. I find that unfortunate because all of us in this society waiting for, and as Shireen said, you expect when investigations come that when you send the report it will be complete. But when I read it, I realized it is incomplete because more than 3/4 of the report, no ruling has been made on about 3/4. The compliance issues with the tax, the question of the earning capacity of the companies in relation to the monies they have in their account, the question of whether or not the Prime Minister used monies in a charity to buy some bonds in his name, partially funding and so forth and so on, the question of the conflict of interest with his business partner being chairman of these. So those things are the substantive things in the report, and they were all inconclusive. So I just concluded it was incomplete, and I was dissatisfied. But I don't think it is beyond the Integrity Commission under the law to send the report to FID. Section 7 says a whole range of persons, competent authorities. FID is one of the competent authorities, the DPP, and MOCA and a couple others. That if those entities are investigating and request, then they can send all information they have to them, and again the memorandum of understanding. So that's why I have qualified my thing. Disappointed, recognizing that it is not complete when you look at the substance of it. So I saw it as interim, though it doesn't say interim. And the chairman saying, I can't certify until, I can't come to a decision yet on certification until I get the FID work. That's not yet complete.
Couple things there, but Matondo, why are you saying no issue? No, you're on mute. I tell you what, hold that thought for me. I'm just about at the break. So let me take the break and then we'll pick up with you right after the break. You're watching All Angles. We're back in a moment.